A day for an underground truck operator. Welcome to Australian Mining for New Starters, and in today's video I was asked by one of the subscribers on our latest job hunt video if I could just run through the daily activities of what someone would do in something not labour intensive. So on this video I'm going to do it for the truck driving job, but first I just want to say congratulations to Abdul, who got himself a job and started yesterday as an underground truck driver just outside of Kalgoorlie. Well done, mate. I know you're going to make the most of it. So with the underground truck day, or a day in the life of an underground truck driver, I'm talking about all the underground mines that are around the country, and this is pretty much a standard day. So you've got your morning routine, so you wake up. So my morning routine was, I didn't like to have breakfast first up, so I'd make myself a bacon and egg sandwich and I'd wrap it in foil and I'd make my crib and then jump on the bus and head to work. Now once you get to work, if you don't see your cross shift straight away, it's in to get changed, and normally at some point between getting changed and getting back to where the meeting room is, you'll run into your cross shift at some point, and they'll tell you where the truck is and what's going on with it, and if there's any dramas on the crew or if there's anything going on. That's not the main meeting you have, that's just your cross shift meeting. Alright, so from there you're going to go and get a plod. So if you're a truck driver, you'll grab a truck plod, and that's where you write all your loads for the day. Sometimes they give out the run sheets at the same time, sometimes they wait for the morning meeting to give out the run sheets. So once you're at this stage, it's probably 5 to 6 or a couple of minutes to 6 in the morning or in the evening. It works both ways, whether you're day shift or night shift, it's always the morning meeting or the first up meeting. So you head into that, and then that's where they go through the run sheet, and on the run sheet your truck number will be up there and your name will be next to that truck number. It normally won't have where you're going for that day, but it will have the number of the bogger that you're supposed to be following, and then you can look at the person that's supposed to be operating the bogger, because their name will be on the run sheet next to the bogger's number, and then underneath in that square that they have on the sheet for that bit of paper, it'll be all the areas of the mine that you're going to. So that's how you can work out where you're going to go for the day. And then you head off to work. You've got to do your pre-starts, so make sure you do your pre-start, and there's re-entry. So often you'll try and organise, if your truck doesn't already have a load on the back and you're bringing it out, if you're going down, then you'll try and organise a quick load in an area that's not waiting for the fumes to clear. Sometimes you've got no choice but to wait, and so then from that point on you're in and you're getting loads from all the areas where the bogger wants you to go. About 11:30, it's coming up on crib time. Crib's normally between 11:45 and 12:30 in the middle of the day. It also coincides with firing time, so you normally park up your truck for crib. Then after crib, it's back to getting loads. Normally you do a daily, so at some point you're going to swing into the workshop and the fitters are going to give it the once over and make sure the oils are all right and all that sort of stuff. Normally at the same point you fuel up. You do all that sort of stuff, and then you go back down for another load. About 5 o'clock, you're sort of thinking about where you are in the cycle and whether you're going to be able to make it down for another one, or whether if you're not going to make it down for another one, then you probably give the truck a good wash. You know, if you want a promotion and you want, to get up in the career, always try and push down for the next one, because that's what they really look at. If someone's consistently getting more loads than everybody else out of the day, then they're going to get looked at for promotion because they're getting it done. So that means being the first one down the hole at the start of the day and the last one driving a truck out at the end of the day. But once you do get up there, if you don't have time, washing the truck's acceptable, because the trucks need to be washed, they need to be looked after, so that's also acceptable. Sometimes you just drive until you can't get any more out, and they'll pick you, and the nipper will pick you up on the way out. So firing is between 5:45 and 6, so everybody needs to be up and tagged off before 5:45. So the nipper needs to start, if you're being picked up by the nipper and you're standing off the side of the decline, or you're being picked up by service crew, or whoever's doing your lift, you need to make sure you've had your truck parked up in the stockpile that you're going to stay out and idle down, and you're waiting and you're ready to go, because you don't want to hold up firing time. Once you get up to the top, if your cross shift hasn't arrived already, then it's into the shower, get changed. At some point when you're getting changed and they're arriving, you'll see them, and away you go from there, and let them know about what's going on in the day, where your truck is, all that sort of stuff, how it all went. After that, it's straight onto the bus, and then they're into their morning meeting, back to camp, dinner, bed, rinse, repeat, do it again. So that's the sort of day that you have, and it's repeated a lot. There's a lot of jobs all over the country. What sort of truck are you going to drive? You're going to drive these sort of trucks, the big 65 tonners, 65 tonners. Where are the jobs? The jobs are all over the country. If you type underground into Seek, you'll see all the trucks, all the jobs come up. They're looking for people absolutely positively everywhere. And even, Barminco are so hard up, they're actually asking for people to relocate to WA from the eastern states to try and get people through the door. And that's in a town of 2 million people that that they're looking east. So that gives you an idea of, how many people that they run through. If you've been watching the channel or you're watching the videos, you'll know that the employers unfortunately go through a lot of new starters. That's why there's so many job ads around. The issue isn't teaching you how to drive the truck. Teaching you how to drive one of these trucks is fairly simple. Only takes a couple of weeks to teach you how to drive one of these trucks. But teaching you enough so they can leave you alone in the truck to drive the truck by yourself, that's what everybody struggles with. And that's why there's so many jobs around, and that's why there's so much turnover. You've got to be able to be left alone in the truck to drive the truck by yourself safely. So the best way to assure yourself of putting yourself in a situation like that is to learn all the information you need to know before you go. And you can do that with a sponsor's training. It's the DIY package or the work ready package. It teaches you all the information that the employers need you to know to leave you alone in the truck to drive the truck to get on with driving it by yourself. It goes through a full truck operation in the course there, but you need to know about basic mine site operation and nipper and other important duties and what everybody else is doing around you. Because if they can't leave you alone, you don't have a job, and that's why you've got so much turnover. Okay, so I hope you found that information helpful. There's lots of work around, as I just showed you. If you type underground into Seek, you'll see it all come up. And it was a great question. Thank you very much. I hope I answered your question. And truck driving, it's a good way to make a quid, as long as you're on top of it all and you know what's going on around you. It's a nice cruisy job. So I hope you found that information helpful. If you could share this information around and like and subscribe to the channel, that would be wonderful. Thanks.